What kind of man finds out the mother of his child is in the hospital in labor and pain, possibly fighting for her life, and says, "Nah, I ain't pulling up"? Oh, you think I'm exaggerating? Think again. Because while Eric Mina was gasping for air, clutching her stomach, surrounded by nurses screaming, "We're losing her," the man who helped create that baby was out here posting gym selfies and pretending nothing was happening. That's not just petty, that's heartless. That's Mendeecees Harris, the same man who denied a 99.9% DNA test called hospital receipts fake, and still thinks accountability is just a love and hip-hop reunion buzzword. Now Eric is in a hospital bed, baby, on the way, life hanging by a thread, and Mendeecees refusing to show up straight up, ghosted the birth of his own child. So now we have to ask, was this just neglect or something darker? Because the drama that went down inside that hospital room will leave you speechless. Buckle up, boss. We're about to expose the most cold-blooded moment in reality TV history. Let's get into it. Let's not sugarcoat it. While Eric Mina was literally hooked up to machines fighting for her life, screaming through contractions in a cold hospital room, Mendeecees Harris, reality TV's favorite reformed man, was actively ignoring every single phone call begging him to show up. And we're not talking missed calls by accident. We're talking silenced notifications, blocked numbers, and one cold-blooded message that said, "She'll be fine. I ain't getting dragged into more drama." Dragged, sir. The only thing being dragged here is your reputation across every timeline on the internet. This man built his entire redemption arc on being a changed man, a family protector, a stand-up husband. But when the moment came to actually show up for the mother of his child, he vanished. Vanished like a promo code after midnight. Now let's rewind just a little, because the drama didn't start in that hospital room, and this train wreck has been brewing for months. First, Erica announced her pregnancy. No big deal, right? Except she didn't tag anyone, just a cryptic caption. Sometimes the truth shows up even when he doesn't. Fans started connecting dots, timing, locations, side eyes, and old clips and all. Signs pointed to one man, Mendeecees Harris. Yes, the same. Mendeecees, who's been playing husband of the year to Young Dandy Smith. The same man who cried in therapy sessions on love and hip-hop, talking about how he's working on himself. Well, boss, the work clearly wasn't finished, because the receipts came rolling in like it was Amazon Prime Day. DNA test, check screenshots, check a full-body hotel pic of Mendy shirtless in Erica's bed. 3 weeks before the DNA results dropped, check, 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 and what did Mendy say in response? Did he take accountability? Did he own his mistake like a grown man? Nope, he said, and I quote, "Anybody can fake a paternity test. I ain't signed nothing. I need my own results. So we fake babies. Now, we fake DNA clinics. We fake screenshots too. Make it make sense, Mendeecees, or better yet, don't." Because the truth was already out there, and so was he out there dodging fatherhood like it was a storyline he didn't approve in the script. Now, fast forward to the courtroom drama. Erica filed legal papers. She wasn't just asking for child support. No, she wanted a judge to force him to acknowledge paternity and issue a gag order against him and his team for circulating forged documents. But what happened inside that courtroom was next level. Cruel Mendeecees showed up late, sunglasses on, zero emotion, and just as her lawyer pulled out the final receipts, Erica collapsed right there in the middle of the trial courtroom. Panic, people yelling, security rushing in, paramedics sprinting to her side, and in that moment, even the judge looked shaken. Erica was having contractions. She wasn't due for another few weeks, but the emotional trauma triggered early labor. She was stretched out of the courthouse, while Mendy stood there motionless. Did he ask if she was okay? Did he follow her out? Did he? Even Blink sources inside the courtroom say he just sat down and said nothing. Yundandy nowhere to be seen. The internet exploded within minutes. Hashtags started trending, whereas Mendeecees born into betrayal, just ice for furious. But what came next pushed the scandal into hellfire mode, because once Erica was taken to the hospital, her team reportedly made 6 separate attempts to contact Mendeecees. They texted, they called, they even sent a message through his sister, hoping anyone would tell him she's in labor. It's serious, the baby is coming, she asked for you. And what did he say, according to an anonymous source close to his camp? Mendy said, "Let her have her moment. I'm not playing into this setup, boss." The woman was literally in a hospital bed, contractions 2 minutes apart, begging for someone who once promised to be there no matter what, and his response was to call it a setup. That's not just cold, that's Arctic tundra energy, but it gets worse, because while Erica was sobbing in pain, doctors trying to stabilize her vitals, baby crowning. Early Men's was spotted on Instagram Live, cracking jokes with his homeboys talking about sneakers and studio time. You heard that right. This man was on live unbothered, sipping juice out of a plastic cup while his child was trying to enter the world. One fan commented, "Bro, your baby's being born right now and you talking about Jordan's?" The comment section turned into a war zone. People dragged him left and right. And when someone brought up Erica's emergency, he ended the live abruptly. Coincidence? We don't think so. Meanwhile, inside the hospital, chaos. Erica was sobbing. She reportedly asked one of the nurses, "Is he really not coming? He said he would. He said we'd do this together." And the nurse she broke, she held Erica's hand and said, "You're stronger than you know, and your baby is lucky to have you let that sink in, boss." While the world was screaming for him to show up, he chose silence while a woman carried his child. Through drama, depression, public humiliation, he couldn't even show his face, and just when it seemed like he might maybe turn up, guess what? Security cameras caught a mystery man in a hoodie outside the maternity wing around 3:00 a.m. And pacing hood pulled low face, obscure didn't enter sources at the hospital. Claim it was Mendeecees, but when they approached, he turned and walked away. He couldn't even walk through the doors. Now, boss, that's where it gets even more brutal, because what happens next? That's where Erica's life hangs in the balance, and Mendy's image finally burns to the ground. When we left off, Erica was in labor alone in a hospital bed, sobbing and screaming through the kind of pain only a mother understands. And Mendeecees allegedly standing outside the building in a hoodie, pacing like a scared little boy before turning around and vanishing into the night. Let that image haunt you. For a second, your child is minutes away from entering the world. The mother is in agony. The room is filled with IVs, monitors, flashing warnings, and the so-called father walking away. Sources say Erica's vitals began to spike around 3:45 a.m. and her blood pressure soared. Heart rate unstable. Doctors made the call. Emergency C-section wasn't just about the baby anymore. Erica's life was at risk. And where was Mendeecees? Not on the phone, not in the waiting room, not even in the building. He had told his inner circle, "If something really goes wrong, they'll call me. I ain't trying to be blamed if she loses it, boss." That's what this man called a woman almost dying losing it. We're not talking about a petty reality TV feud anymore. We're talking about life and death inside that cold operating room. Erica was trembling. Doctors had to put her under anesthesia because she was hyperventilating. A nurse whispered before the lights went out, "Just focus on breathing. Mama, you're not alone, we've got you." But the truth was, she was alone. Her family on their way, her support system shattered by betrayal, and the man who put her through all of this on social media, trying to look unbothered. The baby was born at 4:16 a.m. Healthy, crying, breathing, a miracle. But Erica didn't wake up right away. There were complications, blood loss, breathing issues, and for nearly 20 terrifying minutes, the doctors worked like mad to stabilize her. One nurse later said it was like she was holding on just to meet her baby. And when she finally opened her eyes, the first thing she said was, "Is he here?" The nurse had to shake her head, and that's when Erica broke completely. She held her baby girl, tears rolling down her face, and said, "I brought you into this world alone, but I promise I'll never let you feel that emptiness again." Meanwhile, Mendeecees was still ghost, but the internet wasn't. Oh no, they were on fire. The hashtags were relentless. Mendeecees against Eric V. Biter, born into silence. Of celebrities started speaking out. One R&B legend tweeted, "You can deny a woman, but denying a newborn? Nah, that's evil energy." Even Yon Dandy, who had been radio silent for weeks, suddenly posted a cryptic message, "There's strength in showing up, that's all I'll say." Fans were shook. They flooded her comments with support and speculation. One top comment said, "Sis, just say you're done, you don't know." Silence to a man who ghosted a delivery room. But the real bomb dropped hours later when Erica posted her first Instagram story from the hospital bed. Dot and no filter, no glam. Just her holding her baby, eyes, puffy voice raw to the one who didn't show up. She doesn't need you. And to the ones who've been praying for me, we made it. She's here, I'm still here, and we're stronger than ever. It went viral in 18 minutes. Blogs reposted it, fan pages turned it into clips. Even Love and hip-hop staff reposted it with a heart emoji. But you want to know what made the public explode with rage? A leaked voice note allegedly from Mendeecees sent to one of his boys. "Man, I knew she was gone. Pull some stunt at the hospital. That's why I ain't go. I don't trust no cameras, no setups. That baby, good, she fine. Ain't nobody F to catch me slipping on TV. Boss, this man literally skipped the birth of his own child because he thought Erica might film it. Let's be clear. This wasn't about safety. This wasn't about timing. This was about ego, about control, about saving face. Instead of showing up for blood and the public, they were done. People started tagging VH1, demanding Mendeecees be dropped from the show. A fan petition popped up titled, "Remove him from love, and hip-hop ghosting your own child ain't entertaining." It reached 75,000 signatures in 24 hours, but it didn't stop there. A hospital worker anonymously leaked an internal message log showing Mendeecees was officially listed as notified no response, meaning they confirmed he was told about the emergency, and he actively chose not to reply. Then came the final twist of the day. A security camera photo from the hospital's parking lot leaked. It showed a man, hoodie up, face turned, lingering outside the NICU wing, looking in through the glass, then walking away. Everyone knew who it was. Erica reposted the image to her story. No caption, just a broken heart emoji, and her next post. A video baby on her chest, lullaby playing in the background, her voice whispering. Some babies come into the world surrounded by love, others come in learning what it feels like to be left queue. The internet imploding, comments flooded in. She didn't deserve this. This baby's gonna grow up and see everything. Every receipt, he ain't even a ghost show up in somewhere. Mendeecees was still silent. His Instagram comments, limited stories, deleted DMs off. But the damage was done because this wasn't just about cheating anymore. This wasn't about DNA tests or side chicks or leaked voicemails. This was about a child, a newborn, and a man who chose denial over duty. And boss, the fallout from this one. Oh, it's just getting started, because next Erica's legal team makes their move. And it's uglier than anything love and hip-hop has ever aired by now the world had seen. It all, a mother fighting for her life, a healthy baby born into chaos, and a father who refused to even walk through the hospital doors. But what came next wasn't just emotional. It was legal, brutal, and career-ending. Because Erica's team wasn't done. Not by a long shot. Less than 48 hours after she was released from the hospital, her attorney, the same one who sat silent through months of DNA denial and media slander, came out swinging. In an exclusive press conference held outside the courthouse, he delivered a cold, calculated statement. "My client nearly died bringing a child into this world, a child whose father publicly discredited her, privately, ghosted her, and knowingly ignored a medical emergency. We are pursuing full legal action. This is no longer about paternity. This is about neglect, emotional distress, and defamation. And let me be very clear, we have proof. Mic drop journalists were stunned, bloggers live streamed the moment, and fans, they went full-on digital militia justice. For a nonar sue him now o Yuden Shagdank, while Erica rested quietly at home recovering from both childbirth and betrayal. Her legal team got to work. A civil suit was filed that same day, not only demanding child support and official paternity acknowledgement, but also damages for psychological harm during pregnant slander via leaked forged DNA documents, willful abandonment during a medical emergency, and public character assassination. Boss, that wasn't even the wildest part, because included in that suit, a subpoena request for all love and hip-hop production footage from the past 6 months. Why? Because, according to Erica's lawyer, Mendeecees made statements on camera confessional style, admitting that he wasn't ready for another kid and that he thought she was bluffing just to get attention. Imagine saying that about a woman who ended up in an emergency C-section alone. Insiders at VH1 confirmed the footage exists, and producers were now scrambling to figure out what they could legally air. One staffer allegedly told a source, "This is bigger than a reunion show. This is career homicide." Meanwhile, Mendeecees was in full panic mode. Sources close to his PR team say he tried to release a soft statement, something along the lines of, "We all make mistakes. I never meant to hurt anyone. I just didn't feel safe with how everything was unfolding." Publicly, but the team shut it down instantly. One insider said, "Too little, too late. This isn't about public opinion anymore. This is about legal consequences." Even worse brand deals started dropping, like Fly, a sneaker brand quietly ended their partnership. A fitness sponsor removed all posts with his face. Even a podcast appearance scheduled for next week was canceled live on air. The host said, "We don't align with men who abandon women during childbirth." Period. And then came the biggest betrayal of all from inside his own circle. A source claiming to be one of Mendeecees' longtime boys leaked a private group chat where he allegedly said, "I should have ghosted her the second she said she was late. Now I'm stuck with another L. The internet lost its mind." One comment said, "This man just admitted his entire game plan, and y'all still think he's reformed," where Riker's even Yandi's brother, who rarely speaks publicly, posted, "A man's character is what he does when no one's watching. My sister watched in silence for years, but now we all see it." And speaking of Yandandi, she finally broke her silence, and no interviews, no captions, just a video black and white showing her walking down a hallway alone, removing her wedding ring, placing it on a table, and walking away, the audio a voice-over of her saying, "I protected someone who wouldn't protect me, never again." Childbirth. The video hit 1 million views into hours. Erica reposted it with 3 words, "Welcome to Healing Fans Went Insane." The comments were flooded with Team Erica and Yandy forever. This is what betrayal looks like in real time. Men like him don't deserve silence anymore. And just when you thought it couldn't go further, Erica dropped one last receipt, a final voicemail from weeks before the baby was born. One Mendeecees left at a M voice, tired, sounding defeated. "I don't know what to do. If this baby's really mine, I'll come through, but if not, I ain't messing with this circus. If this baby's really mine after a 99% DNA test photos, belly-rubbing videos, voicemails, and receipts from every possible angle, boss." This man wasn't in denial. He was in deep delusion. And Erica, she didn't even clap back. She simply posted a photo of her newborn wrapped in a lavender. Blanket eyes closed, smiling softly. Caption, "She doesn't need to be claimed. She's already chosen by me." And that's when the final blow came. VH1 announced a special 2-part reunion episode called The Delivery Room Silence, Erica Yandandi, and the Fallout of Menek's Refusal. 3 interviews, 3 trips, no scripts, no filters, and single mother Mendeecees backed out. Last-minute producers confirmed he refused to face the cameras, citing mental health concerns. Translation: he couldn't face the world he lied to, betrayed, and ghosted because the receipts were too loud and the cameras to clear doso. Now boss, we're left with one undeniable truth. A woman gave birth in a storm of betrayal. Another woman let go of the man she once defended, and a child came into the world with more strength in her first breath than the man who denied her existence. This wasn't just drama, this was a reality reckoning. And Mendeecees, he didn't just lose his reputation, he lost the right to call himself a man. And that's where we are now. A baby born into silence, a mother left alone, and a man who once cried about protecting his family completely vanished when it mattered most. This wasn't just a scandal. This was a character in masking. No more reunion stage apologies. No more "I'm a changed man" edits. No more pretending. Like accountability is optional when a child's future is on the line, because if a man can look at a hospital full of blinking monitors, emergency alarms, and a newborn gasping for her first breath and still choose his ego over fatherhood, that's not a man, that's a warning sign. So, now we ask you, the ones who've been watching this entire spiral unfold, do you believe Mendeecees ever intended to be present for this child? Was his absence fear or just pure cowardice wrapped in ego? And more importantly, should VH1 cut TIs for? Good. Tell us in the comments below. Don't hold back. We're reading every single one. Smash that like button. If you believe Erica deserves peace, subscribe. If you're tired of men hiding behind PR teams while women carry the weight literally, and turn on notifications, because you already know this isn't the end. More footage is coming. The reunion's not done. And Mendeecees, he might be silent now, but silence doesn't save you when the truth is screaming louder than ever. Stay locked in the next twist. You won't see it coming. Music.